Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Dean Callan Show. Today, I have like the most special show ever. I've got someone who I look up to in like I don't know how to describe it. I look up to him a lot from the very first time I met him until right now. I've always thought he was awesome, and he's worked in like I don't know, every bar he works in wins best bar in the world. He worked at Milk and Honey, won best bar in the world, and then he worked at the Dead Rabbit, won best bar in the world, and then he worked at Swift. One best bar in the world. Like, he's just unstoppable, right? So anyway, if you don't already know who it is, it's Bobby Hiddleston. It was in the title for the show. But yeah, you know, you should know that already. So I'm not gonna. I've got him waiting on the line because it's much easier to go through all the sound checks and stuff when he's waiting on the line. Now, the last time I pushed the button to bring him into the conversation or the Skype guest into the conversation, it freaked out on me. So let's hope it doesn't freak out on me this time. All right, we ready? And boom. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm good, Dean. How are you?
All right. I just want to double check. Carlos, how you doing, brother? Can you hear Bobby? If you can, let us know. If you can't, let us know. If you can't hear what I'm saying, please tell me. Anyway, Bobby, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, Dean. Thank you. How's life been in the cabin?
It's been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of advantages to having built like you know my happy place in my back garden ahead of time. You know, like who would have thought that this sort of thing would have happened, right? And then bam, I'm lucky to have this. So yeah, I can't complain. I'm not doing a perfect job of it though. Does that make sense?
In what way?
In like I'm super hard on myself, so like I could have got some work done last night, but I went to bed. You know what I mean?
That's
Because I was kind of terrified
kind of
that.
forgivable, isn't it?
What's that?
That's forgivable, surely.
Yeah, but like this morning, I then fell behind, and you know, I was like, damn, I should have done more work last night. And like the cabin's a bit of a mess. And by this stage, I'd planned to have like gutted all of this and rebuilt the whole station. So I thought to myself today that since I haven't rebuilt the whole station, I might as well like start a conversation with my guests and everyone else. What does the station need? What's the best looking stations you've ever seen? And then reassess what I want to do with my station, you know, before I
You
rebuild
wanted
it.
to do all this last night.
What's that?
You wanted to do all this last night. You wanted to rebuild a whole station last night.
No, 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 no. So I've wanted to by now have rebuilt all of this. Um, but last night there were like 3 or 4 videos that I needed to make for a client of mine that I should have gotten finished last night, but it just I started getting nervous that my energy wasn't as positive at like 1:30 in the morning, so I went to bed.
Hang on, you're beating yourself up for going to bed at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and then Axel woke up as I went back into the house and started screaming, and we didn't get to sleep until like 4.
Man, you have too much energy. You have too much energy, Dean.
Not enough at the moment. How are you, man? How's things with you?
Well, man. Yeah, thank you. Mostly good. Myself and Mia, we've been well. We had the virus back in March, so we feel kind of not
Oh, you
not.
definitely had it,
Mia certainly did, and I wasn't tested. I lived with her.
but Mia
Um,
was.
Mia was tested. Yeah,
And you guys like give each other kisses on the lips and everything, so you pretty much have had it.
I'm sure we used to do that. Yeah.
She got COVID, and you were like, you stay back there, 2 meters, 2 meters. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
so you've
she
had
was
it.
tested in the hospital and got confirmed, and I had symptoms as well. So incredibly unlikely that we hadn't both had it.
And you didn't drive to like Durham or anything to double check that
Just the once, my eyes were really bad.
just to double check that you definitely were sick.
It was totally fine. So yeah.
I'm feeling a bit poorly. Not sure if I'm going to be able to function, you know, taking care of a child. So I'll drive the child in a car for 260
To a
miles.
tourist hotspot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Seems fine.
Well, so that's cool. And you guys are obviously, this is what the whole episode's about, doing bottled service, right?
We are, yeah. Like, I mean, a lot of people have been doing it, but it makes sense for us to do it as well. You know, Swift has an off license, so it makes sense. And we've had a load of requests from people going on, I missed your cocktails, I missed this, I missed this.
Yeah.
So it made complete sense for us to do this. We've got a good fan base, so it makes sense to try and keep happy.
When I ordered one, I didn't realize you guys were personally delivering them.
Yeah, it's me in a car. Yeah.
So crazy. And you're driving, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Does Martin drive?
If he does, I've never seen him. No.
Okay.
Yeah. For the record, don't see Martin is my passenger. He has also had the virus, so we both kind of distant with each other in a sense. But he's my drop off mule.
I've just realized something.
Go for it.
I don't know if I've got you. I'm going to try to show everyone you guys delivering to us, right? I don't know
the
if
video
this is
from
going to
yesterday.
work. Hold on. Hey! What's happening?
All good. Time for Swift deliveries.
So, can you just socially distance put it on there? You got to put the label facing the customer.
Right. On brand. It's his first day. It's gonna fall. It needs to lean.
Woo! Awesome. And then for the video. All right. So that was Bobby and Martin dropping it off. Obviously, I said for the video at the end, I opened it back up and had a chat to them and stuff. It was really nice. So Bobby, how are the orders been going? Oh wait, whew. How have the orders been going?
Picking up, to be honest with you, we're good. Like, I mean, obviously we're only about 2 weeks into this, so we're still kind of fairly teething. We've expanded our range. We had 4 bottles to start off with, and now we're at 7 different items that we're now bottling.
How long does it take you to make 7 bottles? Is it like 1 minute and 29 seconds, or are you faster than that now? Because there's people commenting on Rematch.
Fuck's sake. Swear in this. Am I allowed to swear or not? If it's on YouTube, I won't be able to swear. It's not me doing it. It's one of our seniors, Lewis, who's making all the drinks.
Okay.
He comes in once a week and makes quantities to order, basically. So.
Oh, nice. So you're not and they're fresh.
Yeah. He makes them on a Thursday. We ship them out on a Friday. He makes them on Monday. We ship them on the Tuesday. Did you take advantage of any of the I know Bacardi was doing some support for bars and stuff on Deliveroo. There's lots of various options on this one, and we looked into nice choice. We looked into them. We looked into everyone that's been approached. There's been several people that have approached us on these kind of things, and they all seemed like good ideas, but the margins weren't in it for us. We wanted to have more kind of autonomy on it.
Yeah.
We wanted to make the drinks ourselves. Like I said, Swift has an off license. We have the ability to do it, so we don't need that middleman, if you know what I mean.
And it is Prosecco, right?
Yeah, Prosecco. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you and I both like the Martini Cycling, and it's got the same color stripes as our jerseys, so
it does, yeah.
I can't help it. I'm now hooked on the stuff. It's actually really tasty.
It's good quality stuff, yeah.
Right, so you've got 7 different offerings. What were they again? Did you mention?
You put me to the test here. We've got a few different things here. So I've got a better. Right, the one that's in front of you, Dean, is the Gin Basil Spritz.
Yeah. Which
is a wonderful thing. It's Hendrix. There's what else in there? Cucumber, basil. There's a touch of pisco.
And what glass would you put that in?
Yeah, spritz it up.
Would you put it in a really big one? How much is spritziness to it?
Honestly, that's how thirsty you are. The idea in these is that they're super forgivable, Dean.
Okay.
They are really forgivable because we recommend a 50ml pour and same again of soda and or prosecco. However, fully aware that people are thirsty or less thirsty than that, so you can basically pour as much as little as you want with as much or as little as you want, and it'll still be delicious.
All right, and I'm gonna put a large Ice Studio London.
Lovely.
Cube.
That is a fancy
It's just a tiny bit too big.
So close. It was so close.
It was so close. And I thought I'd done that exactly perfectly for that glass.
That would have been so slick.
It would have been you know what? In a normal bar, people just do that and it works, right? But here, if I did that and it worked, people would be like, ooh, because I fuck everything up all the time. Right. So you're saying about 50 mils of this. Do I need to shake it up?
No, it's shelf stable. Like, I mean, it's shelf stable and filtered, so you can keep that for, like, if you keep it in the fridge, we say a week. It'll probably last a little longer if you wanted to. It's not.
And what exactly is in there?
It's mostly Hendrix, to be honest with you. This one's got some basil in it. There's got some elderflower, a little touch of pisco for brightness. Yeah, there you go. It's a more human pour, that one, it seems. And yeah, that's it. It's essentially a spritz base. So it's got some sweetness, some bitterness to it, some brightness, and then you can top it.
Okay. So if I wanted to, I could go soda instead of prosecco.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a spritz sofrito.
Yeah, you're not far off. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, like, if you use soda, it's a more kind of approachable day drink. If you use prosecco, then it's also a great day drink, but it means you go to bed early. So
I would have thought it's a breakfast drink at this stage.
Breakfast, again, is a subjective term. It depends what time it is. I don't even know what day it is today, Dean.
It's Wednesday. It's day 69 of lockdown.
Is it actually?
Yep. I was gonna do like slippery nipples and all sorts of like sex related drinks, but then I thought to myself, that's some low hanging fruit. Also, that requires loads more prep. I'll just like see if Bobby's keen to jump on. Do I need to garnish this?
You can. You're welcome to it.
Okay.
A piece of cucumber, maybe, if you want.
That I don't have cucumber in the bar at the moment. I'm trying to like cut down on fresh ingredients out here. I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna give it a little lift, just to bring it up.
Yeah, the idea in this one is it's approachable with whatever people have in their house. Like, it's not designed to be this, elaborate drink. It's supposed to be an easy drinker.
Oh, it tastes delicious. It's really good, man. You can taste the basil through it. So you're out doing these rounds, right? How are you coping with like keeping staff on, and you're obviously driving around the place. It was nice to see both you and Martin. You're able to you're able to keep your staff on because you're doing the bottled cocktails. Is that helping?
Basically, all but two of our staff are furloughed, and Martin's one of them, and Lewis is the other. So so it's essentially it's a two-man show minus myself and Mia to an extent as well. So yeah, like most of the team, which we're keeping busy with, we're getting them to do, well, we're not getting them to do, they're doing like education. We do like a weekly meeting where they do a little like training for each other, which is great. But in terms of the actual
Martin and Lewis,
Martin and Lewis,
they're training each other.
No, everyone's training each other. We've got a little Zoom meeting with everyone that goes on Mondays, and then everyone has a subject. For example, we did how to taste spirits with Max on Monday.
Oh, nice.
And next week we're doing like the differences between different breeds of grapes and wine. These kind of different things, like what thickness of skin does to these kind of things. So yeah, it's all in depth, but we're all doing that. But in terms of the actual process of the service, we've got Lewis, who we can't put on furlough because he joined us in March, but he's very happy to be keeping himself busy. He comes in and makes all the drinks and everything, and then I ship him around the world.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to be constantly going in and checking on the bar, because as you might have seen in the news, there's a lot of people breaking into bars and then just like going to town in the places and trashing them.
I've heard a couple of rumors, yeah, but like, I mean, being in like Soho, I don't know if you've been to Soho. No one's in Soho. It's a dead zone.
What?
It's dead. Soho is a dead zone at the moment.
Really?
No one is in Soho.
That's weird. Even Dean Street.
Honestly, everything is dead. It's bizarrely quiet.
Okay, so I've got Joe Wadsack says, fuck yeah. I think that means hello. You know Joe, right?
I know Joe.
Yeah, Daniel, Des, Penelope Corbett says that she can hear us both.
That's
Nick
good.
Caputo says hello. Yeah, there's loads of people saying hi.
Oh, that's
very
great.
cool. Christine says hello. PJ said hello. We got PJ turned up. That's so cool.
PJ,
like, wow, this episode's gonna go viral because PJ's on it. I'm gonna share it and tag him into it.
PJ.
Yeah, PJ.
Yeah, fire on.
Yeah. So dude, I thought while I had you on the line, I might ask you a couple of questions.
Oh God, this sounds like it's It sounds like a bit Sunday morning, doesn't it? Okay.
So you worked at Milk and Honey, as I mentioned. You worked at the Dead Rabbit, as I mentioned, and you work at Swift.
Mm.
Which one does the best drinks?
Fuck off. Swift does.
You know what? I would have said. I would have said, well, it's a time thing. Everyone has their era. During this period, it was Milk and Honey that did the best drinks, and during this period, it was Dead Rabbit. And made it.
No, Dean. No. No. Like at the time, I always thought I was making the best drinks, but I was like, in terms of development, Milk and Honey taught me how to balance a drink and keep it simple, and and how the importance of classics and how these kind of things are to develop your foundations and things like that. Dead Rabbit taught me about versatility of ingredients and just how much there is in the world. There's so much scope. Milk and Honey is very pigeonholing and very kind of classic. Dead Rabbit kind of opened my eyes into look at what kind of things you can put in a drink. And Swift, I would say, is probably an amalgamation of both. You've got that kind of simplicity of drink, but without the kind of fear of ingredients, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So
it's very cool.
I'd argue that Swift does the best ones, but of course I would.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's very cool. What about Irish coffees? Would you make a comment, or are you just going to leave that?
No, I don't need to be diplomatic. It's fine. I love our Irish coffee. Everyone has their recipes, and everyone stands by their own. And I completely believe everyone when they say that theirs is the best. But I also stand by and say that ours is the best as well.
It's really interesting because I this morning, it's a trap. I was watching the SCHMUCK or Die. Have you had the chance? Have you had the time to watch SCHMUCK or Die?
Bits and pieces, but he puts a lot of material out.
Yeah, well, so he started YouTube and he's basically doing Joe Rogan meets the hot sauce guy that puts like hot sauce on wings,
Evans, yeah.
And then every time he puts hot sauce on a wing, and it's a different scale of hot sauce, and then you got to eat the wing, and he asks you 5 questions. So Mo is doing. It looks like the Joe Rogan experience because they've got the mics and headphoney type look, right? And then he's got 5 shots that you've got to have over the course of an hour, and the guests sit down and they have a shot, answer a question. It's actually quite cool. But he asked the question of Jorge from Gin Mare?
Yeah.
He asked Jorge, what's better, the espresso martini in its absolute best form, in the best environment you could ever have it in, it's home, or the Irish coffee in the best example of it in the best environment, and Jorge said espresso martini. I'm an Irish coffee guy. If I could sit in Ireland, surrounded by family, and friends, in the best environment to have it, with the best example. So if you ever want to open up a Swift in Dublin, that'd be amazing, right? And then I can have a Swift Irish coffee, but in Ireland. See, that's my dream, right? I love espresso martinis, but what would you go for?
Both are drink. Again, lean towards Irish coffee. It feels more like I adore a good espresso martini. I think they're a fantastic drink. I really, really do.
Yeah, me too.
But again, an Irish coffee is more kind of it's like a big hug basically. It's this big warming kind of situation where you just it's just this kind of it just makes you feel comfortable and happy. That's it.
It's like getting a hug from Aaron Wall.
It is, yeah. It's basically that, isn't it? It's like a big bear hug. It's a big, lovely, friendly thing. FYI, we own the rights to Swift in Dublin, so
you own the rights to Swift in Dublin.
We own the rights to Swift in all of Europe, yeah, and Australia.
Mate, you should go and do a pop-up.
Well, the thing is, there's a chain of hotels whose name I forget in Ireland, and they've opened their hotel bar called Swift Bar, which we're actually in a fight with about them because there technically is a Swift Bar in Dublin, but it's not us.
Ooh.
Controversial.
And you own the rights?
Yep.
Yeah, you just own. Did they open up after you bought the rights?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, I'll leave that. I'm out of there. I'm on your side, obviously. Right, so one more question.
Go for it.
Right. So the guys mentioned, and I only come up with this now. The guys mentioned that that we've both done rematch, right?
Correct.
So there was 2 global rematches. Is that correct?
3, maybe.
Was there 3?
Maybe no. I think you're right.
I think there was 2 globals, and then there was one where like they got everyone and brought him in, and Hudson won it. So I think Hudson.
Yeah, you're right. They did 2 globals, and then they did
like an invite only. Yeah.
Last one.
Yeah. And I think you were at the invite only one, right?
Yeah.
I think I definitely choked.
Oh,
like
so did I. Yeah.
I picked up 2 bottles and went like that, and the streams crossed over each other. And the best part about that whole thing was, right, I had my map, and I had it all mapped out, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. And then, oh my God. Okay, so my brain is having a meltdown right now. But is it... Oh, I don't want to do this. I'm not, like, So one of the guys that was there that is faster than all of us, right? Hudson trained him up specifically to win rematch. And then the very last rematch there ever was... He's a bartender at
Eric.
At Trailer. Eric, exactly.
He's a stranger in Gothenburg.
Yeah, I was going to call him Axel, and I know that it's only because my name was on my head. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't want to do
Eric
that.
Eric Holmberg is a machine. He's really good.
But he came up behind me and seen my setup and went, "You need to swap those 2 bottles over, because when you do that right, they're going to switch." And I was like, "Oh no, it's all right. I don't want to fuck with the system." And then when they switched, they went, the streams crossed, and the Planter's Punch and the Mai Tai bases got mixed up, and then not that anyone would have noticed, but I then had to stop and like pull the garnish out of the Planter's Punch and put it in them, and then I looked up, and all the judges were looking at me like. I was like, well, I lost this anyway. I was gonna have a shot and walk off, but I didn't want to be a bad sport. So the question I was going to ask: how much did you win when you won global?
It worked out in terms of about $3,500 British, something like that.
Okay.
It basically paid for me to go to the US.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
Because I won 9,000.
Yeah,
but I had to claw that out of people. Like
I did too. It was not easy for me to
if it wasn't for Tim Stones being really well organized, you know, he had to chase people to get that money from them.
It took me about 6 months to get mine.
Yeah, it took. Actually, Tim Stones must have learned from your one. But I'm just thinking, right? Legends back in the day, like circa 99, 2000, the prize money for the speed round at there was a speed round in it, was $50,000 US, right?
Exactly, fucking hell, yeah.
In 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything at the moment that does a speed round where you like make cash money?
If there is, then I might sign me up, to be honest with you. But there's no like it's the reason that was massive is because it's Vegas, man. Like Vegas is bigger. Like it was the rise of kind of that style of bartending as well, to be honest with you. Like speed and flair in the 80s and 90s were king.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's what I grew up on. It's one of the reasons I got into bartending was terrible flair. I really enjoy it. But
I got into bartending because I knew I was genetically predisposed to drinking. What's that? I lost you there. Uh-oh. Are we losing Bobby? Oh no, I'm losing Bobby. All right, I'm going to give Bobby like 30 seconds because he deserves 30 seconds to try to like get it working again. It says reconnecting. All right. Well, if I'm still on air, I may have lost Bobby. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for Bobby to come back. I'm going to leave him frozen, about to drink his drink. And I'm just, that whole conversation, all I wanted to do was try to get to a question where I turn around and say, hey, Bobby, like, if we, you were like the best score that anyone got on Bartender Mastermind. Like, remember Bobby did, I think he was the best score. Bartender Mastermind, he was like nailing all his answers, right? Yeah, so we lost him. Anyway, thanks, Bobby. I doubt he was watching it on 2 screens, but in case Bobby sees this, thank you, Bobby. What the question I was getting to, he's coming back. Hold on, let me see if I can actually do this. How do I answer? Green? Hey, Bobby. I think so.
You can see me, but I can't see you. But that's fine.
Why would that be? Boom. Can you see me?
There you go. You're back in the room.
All right. So, Bobby.
How did you get there?
You didn't have the live stream going separately, did you?
No.
Okay. So, so the question I was actually trying to lead you to, right? I had my story arc, and I was asking questions all around it. If we say, for example, like we just come up with a competition that was 50% rematch, like super fast, like speed bartending, but clean and like rigid and organized, right? So you can't just dump your bottles in the ice well, all right? Mm-hmm. And then 50% bartender mastermind. Would you do it?
Probably.
Yes, I got it. Probably. Because I literally want to do that. Yeah.
I'd enjoy doing that, but I get the feeling there are faster and smarter bartenders than me around now.
Yeah. Okay. But what if there was a league system where, like, you know, the WBA championship, you know, boxing has a heavyweight division, a lightweight division. If you have like junior bartenders and then currently open class bartender, like you're legitly killing it as a bartender, that's open to anyone. And then there's, like, you know, retirees, like the people that were bartenders are now bar owners or brand ambassadors or whatever. And then separately to all those, you had Instagram/social media bartenders, right? Who do not bartend but make money out of making cocktails on Instagram. You know what I mean? Would you do it?
Why do you do it as a league then, as a one-off rather than a one-off competition?
So Johan, he's saying Johan would win, basically.
Johan is so clean. Johan is like infinitely cleaner than me.
Yeah, exactly. So it would come down to like cleanliness as well. Not saying that, I don't know how you would fine someone for spillages and stuff, but you'd have to have your station workable at the end of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that small print that could be ironed out. It would be fun. You know.
It'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about that since the rematch thing. Cool. So, thank you for calling back in again. What happened? Did we just lose connection?
It's my connection. It's sporadic. I think it was just my internet down here.
Have you got a cocktail with you? Like, did you have one?
You do. I've got one of my other ones. I'll do. Thanks for the plug. I've got. This is I'll say that's on camera. Our summer cup. That is a fantastic little Belvedere number with rhubarb and raspberry, touch of Campari, and some Lillet. It's again, it's a great kind of Pimm's alternative.
So what's in it? Campari.
You can try it. I'm not going to give you the whole spec.
Well, no, so Campari rhubarb, right? Campari, I got my Funkin' Pro rhubarb.
You know what? If you want to try and bullshit this one, by all means, go for it, right?
Funkin'.
You got Funkin' Pro. We got some raspberry. I think we're using framboise. If you want to use it, have you got a raspberry liqueur or thereabouts?
I just threw out a punnet of raspberries that had like 4 left in them because I figured I wouldn't use them.
Have you got Chambord?
Oh, of course I've got Chambord.
It's a bit jammy with Chambord, and the R&D, that was that. But, you know, give a shout out to Matt Uden, why not? So.
Right, hold on. I hate that they got rid of the crown. I like the crown. It was the holy hand grenade.
It was a holy hand grenade, exactly. It was fun. Rose vermouth. We're using Lillet Rose.
Lillet Rose. I don't have Lillet Rose, I don't think. You basically
bastardize every other ingredient apart from Campari. You can use for something.
Wait,
you know?
maybe I do.
Like that.
I'm going to check my... I'll check my vermouth fridge. Oh, happy days. Oh, wait. No, that's a vintage one.
Yeah.
No. No, there's no Lillet Rosé.
You use a Blanc then, because you'll get the same sweetness balance.
Okay. You're not giving me the actual spec, so...
Looking at, isn't that exactly Lily Rose that you've got in your hand?
No.
Or is that Rouge?
Oh, yeah, I picked up the wrong one. Shit.
But isn't that... Okay.
There we go. What?
That's probably about right, yeah.
And what else?
Vodka, Belvedere, please.
Belvedere. Oh, man. Oh, yes, I have Belvedere. I was going to say, I don't have Belvedere. I'm not fancy. And then, bam, I have Belvedere. So how much is this? Like, wait, you just... Please. Yeah, we won't give people the full spec.
How thirsty are you, mate?
You're supposed to say stop.
I would, but it's more fun this way.
Yeah, man. Look at that. It's layered on top of itself. That's all right.
That's on you, man. And a bit, and
I genuinely have not been drunk. And when I say drunk, I mean like more than a couple of drinks in an evening doing the show. Like literally the show, whatever I've consumed on one episode of the show is the most I've consumed in a day in like 3 or 4 months. I haven't done a full day of drinking or anything. How crazy is that?
Let's break a record then. Get a couple of shots out.
break a record for the show?
Yeah.
If you want to, Bobby, I'll do whatever you tell me to. You're like, I look up to you loads.
You need to top that again. Soda and or prosecco.
Soda and or prosecco. Well, come on, we're going for a record here. How many grams of net alcohol will Dean consume on this show? Also, mate, as soon as the lockdown laws are relaxed, I've got to get you into the cabin.
Oh, can't wait.
And obviously you and Mia have a barbecue. It'll be amazing.
I'll have a barbecue. We'll see Axel again. Dead keen.
Yeah, exactly. He's big now. Like, ooh. Right, does this get a garnish of any sort? Not that I have anything for garnish.
It's a summer cup, so kind of Pims-ish. Go nuts. What
kind
of salad
okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Mitch's Minute on. So I'm going to run out to the garden and get ingredients. In 1 second. So Mitch's Minute, everyone. This is Mitch's Minute.
All right, reporting live from my bedroom as my wife is in the office. Thunderbolt stations. Thunderbolt stations that Michael Capoferri designed are fucking awesome. Everything is easy to clean for a start, which I think is really clutch. Everything's on hand. Each station has a carbonation rig, a nitro line for espresso martinis. They've got two calibrations of carbonation for other spritzes. They've got a bunch of refrigerators set at different temps that they keep their pre-done cocktails in. The drinks are all excellent. They weigh their pebbled ice, which is what they stir and shake with. For consistency and speed, they're concreted at the bottom all the way up so that cleaning's really easy. There's no room, there's nowhere for anything to rot. And hello. And in a place like America, we get these like Frankenstein stations. I just think it's just a huge step forward.
Bobby, you didn't see the video, did you?
No, but I saw. I think I've seen Mitch's Minute.
Okay, so that one, Mitch was talking about stations and like which stations in the US or which stations has he seen recently that blew him away that he thought were a very impressive station. And I think it's called Thunderbolt, but there's apparently a bar in the US that the stations are epic.
Okay. How many minutes did he record for you?
How many minutes?
Yeah, he said yeah.
I call him in the morning or like send him a message in the morning on the days we're doing the show.
All right.
And when he first wakes up on the day we're doing the show, he records 1 minute and answers whatever question.
It does look like he's just woken up in the videos. So.
Oh no, he's just woken up in every video. In every single video, he has literally just woken up. And also, it's so good that Mitch is as like weapons grade bartender as he is, because honestly, like he's waking up at like 8 or 9 in the morning, no matter what. Like if he's been up all night the night before, whatever. There's only one episode where he's
losing connection again, buddy.
Bobby.
Dean, I've got you back, Dean.
Yeah, dude. Like,
It's my connection. It's my connection here.
No,
man.
no, I don't think it is. I think I lost connection, bro.
I don't think it is, man. Anyway.
I really don't think it's your connection. I think like I went off air.
Really?
Yeah, and not only that, but you then stayed on. I could see you being like, "Oh, come on," and now you're frozen. So I've got your audio, but I don't have your video. So could you turn your video off and on again?
Yeah, sure.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
And I think it might reset itself.
I've got your video because you were stalled, and now your video's back on, and now my video's back on, and I can see you. I think you're still a little patchy. No, you're back. No, you're back.
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, look, I don't know if it's reconnected or whatever, but I was there. I garnished this. I don't know what we were talking about, but we might as well wrap it up just in case.
You were talking about Mitch and his ninja bartending, but that's as far as I got. So,
Mitch's stations, or
you were saying about Mitch's station, and then you were saying something about we were talking about him looking like he'd just woken up. And
right, yeah. So Mitch is a total beast. Like he'll stay up partying all night, or work all night, and then still wake up and do a Mitch's minute for me, which is. It's actually pretty epic, I'm not paying him. He's just I say just a friend. He's a very good friend. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
As are you, as are you, Bobby. Right. I'm guessing we're not on the air anymore. So, could you run me through that again? What's the name?
It's our Swift Summer Cup.
Swift Summer Cup, and the ingredients are
Belvedere, Lillet Rose. Rhubarb, framboise, and Campari.
And how much Campari? Because I put just the 5 ml.
No.
Right, cool. Cheers.
Oh, cheers, you man. You garnish yours so much better than mine.
Oh, I use yuzu leaves, mint, and then a couple of slices of citrus. Actually, it's really nice. It's come out all right, even though I made it.
Yours is a bit booze heavy, but I'll take it.
I think it tastes great. Like I said, I haven't been drinking heavy. So actually, here's a question for you. I know you like whiskey, right? You've got a huge collection of whiskey at Swift downstairs.
Mm.
Do you collect a bunch of booze at home?
I had periods of doing that, and I have some booze, but not really is the answer. We actually auctioned off about 20 of our bottles at the start of the year.
Who to?
We put them on auction. We had a venture we're going into, which is another story. But yeah, we auctioned off a bunch of bottles. But right now we've got some things which have some sentimental value and bits and pieces. Like we got a bottle that I got.
But you don't keep like a drinking stock at home. I guess you've got a bar now, don't you?
Last couple of months we've been drinking more at home. We didn't really drink at home at all prior, and now, well, fucking hell, any excuse.
Yeah. So if we're gonna have a shot before we go, oh yeah, hey, we're back. We were talking about Thunderbolt Station before we got cut off. Yeah, it's crazy this. Because I thought I've got it hardwired in at a really high speed internet, but
it's 100%. It's 100% median. It's not.
No. Mine died. My internet cut off.
Maybe it's both then, because mine was certainly an issue.
Okay. Well, anyway, if we were going to have one dram now together, right? Pretending as if we're in the same room. What have you got there? And I'll try to find something comparable, and we'll have a little dram.
I'll need to take a wee nip downstairs, but my go-to at the moment is Ardmore traditional cask. So you've got kind of peated Speyside Highland.
I don't have Ardmore, but I do have a peated Speyside. So you go grab
I'll tell you what.
You grab your dram, and I'm going to put another video on, right?
Okay, I'll go grab one then. Yep.
Yep. Rock and roll. And now I'm looking. Oh, it's reset all my macros. I've lost all my stuff now. Okay, I'm going to quickly, for the people, if there is someone... Oh, yeah, it's working. So if it's still working, I'm going to put a quick video on. I'm going to cut it off early when Bobby comes back. But it's the latest video from Never Never Distillers and their competition.
Hey James,
Hey,
where are we going?
we're going out.
Going out where?
We're gonna get something to garnish.
Okay, so I cut out of that video just as it started getting a bit fruity. But they have a competition and you have to garnish something that's not a drink. And I think that last video they were garnishing, like the guy was garnishing his girlfriend, or I have no idea what was just going on then. Anyway, this drink is heavily boozed. It's, how do you say it? It's probably boozier than your one.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, in terms of ratios, yeah, I saw what you poured. Yeah.
It's starting to make my cheeks go rosy. But I'll tell you what, the yuzu leaf is a fresh baby yuzu leaf that's just started to grow on the outside of the yuzu tree, because it's springing to life again after the winter. And the aroma that I'm getting from it, it's now, I can taste yuzu oil throughout the whole drink.
Frankly, I'm impressed you can get hold of yuzu leaves in this country.
I've got 2 yuzu trees.
Of course you do.
Yeah, from between 2 yuzus. I did a riff on Between 2 Ferns once upon a time, between 2 yuzus. It was awesome fun. Right, so I've got. What did you have?
Well, I went to get Ardmore, but I ran out. So oh, where's my camera? There it is. I'm on Ardbeg today.
Okay, so because you went Isla, I've gone Kolila
Distillers.
Kolila Distillers Edition, the one with the like wine cask. Muscatel grape cask wood. Oh no, actually, in Muscatel cask wood. Bottled in 2012, distilled in 2000. So it's a 12-year-old Kolila Distillers Edition.
Yep.
I used to buy all the Distillers Editions as soon as they came out until, who was it? I don't remember who it was, but on a forum, people were talking about one of these bottles. And, 200 people get these emails saying, do you want to buy it? And it's like, okay, cool. And I had pretty much like most of them. And I said, I've got that in the cabin. And someone immediately responded with like, no, you don't. I was like, okay. I was like, what? Like, why? Why would you say that to someone? You don't know what someone's stocking.
I know, just the amount of things that.
And they said, no, you don't, and you better get better locks on that cabin. I was like, all right. So I wasn't sure whether they were trying to like help me out because they knew someone commenting in the forum was like a dodgy fucker that's going to come around and rob me, or. So the cork broke. Good to know that. Right, so Dram. And you have to describe it.
Have to describe the dram? What, your dram or mine?
Your one.
Fair enough.
Well, you can, when you finally get to come here, you can drink this with me, and then you'll see whether or not I've accurately described it.
Well, we have that, so I can tell you.
Oh, okay. So you've got that there.
No, I've got it at Swift.
Ah, okay. Is it nice?
It's gorgeous stuff, yeah.
So it's not just me.
You're gorgeous too, Dean.
No, I mean it's not just me. That's nice. Cheers, man.
Cheers,
Sancho.
man. I'll cheers me.
Mate. So, thank you for jumping on and actually going live with me. It's been awesome.
No,
It was
at all.
on-
Thank you for giving me an
my-
excuse to drink scotch at 6 p.m. So,
My tick box of things to do. And also, when we launch the cocktail competition that we're going to do, right? Because now you're totally in on that, right? You
need
said,
a catchy, cheesy name, obviously.
no, the fast and the curious.
There you go. There.
Right?
We'll work on it. Okay. Right.
Come on! Like, knowledge and speed, the fast and the curious. Come on! How can that not be a winning name? Also, that's Russell Burgess's name. Russell Burgess. I was like, I want to do a speed comp that does ages ago. Like, we were talking shit driving across country. Awesome. Thank you so much for being on, man.
Oh, my pleasure, dude.
I'm,
Thanks for having me, man.
I'm gonna do some like gratuitous self-promotion now.
Fair enough.
I got mentioned in someone else's videos, and I was pretty stoked about it.
Oh yeah, whose video?
Did I already talk about this? The guys from SCHMUCK.
Okay, yeah.
You know the way I was saying they were doing the chat about the different coffees?
Yeah.
I want to finish this on camera so that you've got the net volume. Definitely going to win on net volume.
Give my apologies in advance to Electra.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I don't change. I just get slightly dumber, I think. Or more excitable.
Maybe a bit louder.
Yeah, well. Mate, I'll tell you what, Axel, I think he's going to kill me when he's like 5. Like, when I say kill me, I mean just he's going to get to a level of strength and energy that's just going to destroy me.
Well, he's going to Maggie Simpson you over the head. Just
No. Well, he's just so like it's difficult for me to hold him when he gets excited, and the amount of energy he's got, he just doesn't run. He didn't sleep last night, basically. I went back in at 1:30 and he was up at 4 still. I fell asleep before we actually got him settled, so I passed out. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So he's got energy, but
Oh my god, he's got so much energy, and he's smart too, which is good. I hope he turns out well. Like,
no, he definitely will.
yeah.
There's no question
So
on that.
Russell Burgess, like the fast and the curious, 100% your name, right? I definitely still want to do a comp, right? We all need to get involved, because ultimately, like I think if you get a competition right, so that you've got a balance of knowledge and speed, it becomes a training program for entry level bartenders. Like
Entry-level bartending, but what, as you said, bartending is personality.
I think bartending's personality, but you can't express your personality if you're doing this.
Agreed. Oh, I couldn't agree more.
You know, if you're able to be like, all right, mate, how are you today? You know, putting things back, like you're able to actually chat to people because you've practiced this bit. You know?
No, fully agree. That's, again, I didn't even mention that when you said, but Milk taught me this bit, and Rabbit taught me this bit. You know.
That's what I was gonna say. Because milk was this for me.
Milk was dispense bartending.
Milk was dispense bartending
without the interaction. It was the absolute technical part of the building of drinks.
Well,
I enjoyed that, and I love the challenge of that. But in its own right, it's not talking to humans, you know.
I'd never learned this bit, the technical part of putting a round up, but I was already like well versed at this bit.
Yeah.
Like getting people to connect and chat. So when I turned up to Milk and Honey, I loved this. It was good because I used to be fast. So when I got to Milk and Honey, I got my speed back up again. Yep. But they hated that I talked to the guests all the time.
Of course, yeah. They would.
They hated it. And sometimes the guests would move and sit, you know, on the ground floor. They'd sit there and chat to me the whole time I was making drinks for other people. And and I'm not going to name names, but certain managers hated it. Like, we're like, they're not here to talk to you. And I'm like, but...
Every manager hated it.
Yeah, so...
Are we still on air or no?
What's that?
We're not on air still, are we?
I have no idea. It says we are. It says we are, but it doesn't look active at all. So yeah, sorry. Okay.
No,
Well,
you can talk what you want. It just depends on how candid we're going to be, as well.
this is Dean Callan show.
It's the Dean Callan
What's the
show,
worst
but
that can happen?
I'm not going to start rinsing managers on the air.
No. It's not a bad thing. That because ultimately the idea of the place was to provide a service whilst allowing the guests to interact amongst themselves. It's a members club, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the game.
But I was like, me. I was being Dean about it. You know what I mean? So
Manuel did the same. Josh Ivanovic did the same. You know, there were people who did well in milk who weren't necessarily suited to milk, and you were one of them.
Yeah. Well, I missed it. I actually missed milk. Did you see JD said that it might not reopen?
Yeah. I've been following him quite well. Yeah, I mean, he says that, like, I mean, he's still, like, JD's been an interesting one in this one because he's done so much for the industry as a whole in the last 2 months, but he's also.
I think it's brilliant.
It is very good, but I've got like links to people. I'm still friendly with the Milk and Honey staff currently, and they're having issues with payment at the moment, basically because they changed company names, so they're not getting qualified for. There's lots of.
Oh yeah, so it's really interesting because I had a Twitter spat with JD recently. You might not have noticed, but like I come back at him and said, like, mate, you know, if you don't think it's important for people to be talking about Dominic Cummings, drop it. Talk about the hospitality industry. Like, don't keep saying, let's not talk about Dominic Cummings. Let's talk about what we need to focus on to save 2 million jobs. And he was like, don't fucking tell me what to do, Dean. And I was like, you're telling other people what to do. Like, anyway, I was like, damn, I burnt my bridge with JD. And then I thought about it and I was like, fuck, I used to work for the guy. It's not like he pays people loads of money.
Me, but I have a lot of time for JD.
Oh, we're still on air. Yeah, mate, I'll tell you what, I have more time for him after seeing him because he's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if anyone is able to put in the time, understand the broader picture, it's someone who has legal training.
That was him. Like, it was him before he went into hospitality. His job was basically getting bars and restaurants and hospitality businesses out of trouble. So he knows the system in and out, absolutely, and it's to his advantage completely. Like, and more credit to him for it.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he does help his staff out then, because you can't be the face of help the hospitality industry. People are going to lose their jobs, and also have this in the other end.
I agree. Like, I mean, I think what he's doing for the bigger picture is excellent, but I also think he needs to look on a more macro level as well.
Yeah, well, because obviously if people decide to pick on him, they're going to attack the macro, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Crap. Yeah, because my opinion was, by picking a subject like Dominic Cummings and saying, let's not talk about him, what you're doing is you're alienating all of the hospitality industry that are upset with Dominic Cummings. But if you want to make yourself the face of the hospitality industry, you have to stay out of divisive things. It's like saying, I'm pro-Brexit, let's fix the hospitality industry. Because 50% of the hospitality industry straight away are like, you fucking what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's what I meant when I challenged him. But we should stop.
Yeah, we should probably. We've been rambling, haven't we? But,
We've been rambling. And Kevin is the only person watching.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin and Diogo, thank you so much, guys. Sorry about this, but I love Bobby to bits. As soon as we're able to actually physically socialize, we can have these chats. But it probably should. We probably should have caught up before.
we probably should have called this 10 minutes ago as well.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, mate. All right. I'm gonna keep moving. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Dean.
I'm going to play my SCHMUCKs thing, and then I'm going to end it.
Yeah, by all means.
Cheers. Sláinte.
Cheers, Dean.
All right. Sorry, Bobby. I kept you on the line. I did love the rant, though. We'll see what that turns into. Now here, here's the two schmucks thing, right? I love this. I love getting a mention in something, and I'm not shy about it. So
necessarily. So, you know, for example, what we do, this is a piña colada, okay? Everybody knows the name piña colada, but it's a riff that is, and this is, cheers to you, Dean Callan. This is the Fino Colada. Mr. Dean Callan is the Fino Colada.
Man, when he came and did a guest shift at our place,
Yeah, I remember.
which I was so surprised that he approached us and he wanted to do it. That was back when we barely had furniture.
Yeah.
You were there that night,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I went there.
And you remember how the bar looked like,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
And he came and he rebuilt the bar in like an afternoon.
Yeah.
And
He's
did
a handyman,
and,
man.
Yeah, man. And we had, oh man, I had so many of these.
So essentially it's piña colada that instead of using rum is using Fino cherry.
Fino.
And it goes just fucking great. Salute.
Shot, salute. Oh my god. That's absolutely fucking beautiful.
That's tasty.
And
Wow.
that just came out of this.
So that's a 250 ml. So theoretically you could put 2 full drinks out of that. If you shake it or blend it or whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
you can have it. You know, this is
God
perfect.
damn, that's so amazing. All right, we're going to jump on to the first question.
So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the second half of this episode of the Dean Callan Show that was effectively cut off. Oh, aloha from Hawaii. Like, Bobby, we got someone from Hawaii checking in. So Bobby's not on screen anymore, but he's still here.
I'm still here.
He's
I'm
hanging
still here watching.
out. So from myself and Bobby.
What time is it in Hawaii? It's like 9 in the morning in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? You should share a little bit of knowledge about sherry. It seems you love it, Dean. I absolutely adore sherry. I love sherry. Look at this, look. You see this Venencia? Right? That's what most people have. Their Venencias in their house. Look at this. Look at this. This is my Venencia for when I just want a little sip. This is my sipping Venencia. That's how much I love sherry. And if you love sherry, you will understand, right? Who has a tiny Venencia?
Nobody has any.
And who's proud of having a very small Venencia? This guy, right? That's confidence right there. Dean Callan has a small Venencia. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Bobby, and thank you for hanging out. I'm going to press my finish button.
You ordered what?